You have a company too, Ja, and I wanted to ask you about that. I want people to kind of get raise their awareness about some of the things that you work with. You do have a company called Movement for Life.
Yeah, Movement for Life, and that company started out. I was sickly as a kid. You know, I was active. I had asthma, and I wanted to not stay in the hospital, and I didn't, you know, and I just started doing martial arts, and I rode my bike, and you know, I just started. I didn't like exercise. Okay. Basically, was my cure, and it's basically it's a cure-all. Exercise, dance, movement. You know, a lot of people get caught up and moving up the ladder, right, or moving down or moving forward, but movement is all over. Movement is left, right. You know, crabs walk sideways. Right. That's their forward. You know, and
right.
you got to
respect that. Yeah.
You got to respect that. And I had a bunch of older brothers, and they kept beating me up. You know, so when I started taking martial arts, they became my students. Okay. So there was no, you know, but it's not about fighting. Moving for Life is about exercise, and when you exercise, you exorcise those demons or those personality flaws and what have you. Right. And it coincides with living naturally. You know, I mean, you can live, you know, you can eat naturally, you can, you know, but you have to move naturally. You have to speak naturally. You have to be yourself, and being yourself encompasses a lot of things. A lot of times, even the Kung Fu and the Shaolin monks, they had to learn how to protect themselves because they have an idea of peace and harmony, but not everybody agrees with it. So, you know, if you don't have self-respect, you know, you're not going to get respect, and that's so important. You know, it's not, like I said, it's not about fighting. It's about finding new ways to do things. You know, just like, you know, a normal person after they exercise, they don't want wings, they don't want ranch dressing. They're going to think a little bit, you know, a little better. And I've seen the growing obesity rate. Okay, yeah, you know, like really, like I hate to say it, like, and not to be shallow, but you know, it's something that, you know, and nobody's really taking that seriously, yeah. You know, and I would venture, I would put myself on a limb and say that, you know, it's unnatural, you know, that it's even, you know, a lot of folks say things like, you know, being obese and things like that. That's just the way people are. But really, you know, if it's not advantageous to an optimal life, you know, span and the quality of life, oh my God, then you know why would you be okay or complacent in having a quality of life that isn't the best? I've got a lot of clothes. Only reason I have a lot of clothes is because I haven't gained weight since high school. So there's, you know, my wardrobe has expanded, except me. Now that's where the cooking and see, when you cook for people, you're taking yourself out of the equation, and I think that's so important by getting over your ego, right. You know, and self-respect. If you don't have to be in control of everything, and I'd rather take a mental health day than a sick day. You know, really. Like, you know, you'll get so much more done. You know, you're a lot more efficient. You stand up straight. You listen more. You're just it's a natural way to be.
Let me ask you something about the martial arts. Would you say that you know, the martial arts actually can help improve people's, you know, confidence level and things like that, or is that somewhat of a myth?
It does, but you know, it really gets you, once you start breathing heavy, and you get that blood flowing, and you see, a lot of times people react to stress, and stress is the #1 killer. Right. I'm stressed. let me smoke a cigarette. I'm stressed. Let me
eat a hamburger.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Eat some ice cream.
Yeah, you know, that's my comfort food.
Get a Milky Way or whatever.
I'm telling you, it's you have to look into yourself you have to look at yourself to get rid of your ego. You have to look inside yourself, and a lot of people don't take that really seriously.
Yeah.
You know, they don't find they're not comfortable in their own skin. You know, like even Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's big, but he's going to naturally shrink down to his natural size. I mean, he's not going to be a big cock diesel guy forever.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm not saying that you have to be strong and what have you, or look strong to be strong.
Right.
You know, you want to have full range of motion and full strength.
Right.
And I think that with martial arts, you kind of doing two things. You're exercising the body and the mind. And of course, you know, by learning ways to defend yourself, you're going to have a lot more confidence. You know, you're not going to be, you know, you're not going to be the guy on the beach with kicking sand in everybody's face. But it's a quiet. They just know not to mess with you. You know.
Well, just to think about, you know, that connection, you know, between balance.
Yeah, mind and body. Yeah,
mind, body balance. You know, that's one of the things that we want to try to convey over the next couple of weeks. The idea of being natural as being something that's balanced.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of different definitions for, you know, what is natural. You know, as we've ventured into the last couple of years, you know, there's been a rise in natural products. You know, the whole idea of something being natural has been marketed to us in a new way.
Yeah.
You know,
or organic.
Or organic, organic. Like
Yeah.
I go in a grocery store, if it's organic, you know, it necessarily might cost more, but does that mean that it's
just
really
a word?
Is it just a word on the box? So, you know, we got to really kind of like think about what ways does this interplay in our lives and what things are we trying to integrate into our lives that can help accentuate, you know, our quality of life. And, you know, I think we'll, you know, over the next couple of weeks, we'll be featuring, you know, different things. I know for one, we definitely going to be talking about cooking, you know, and diet and nutrition. So, you know, folks can look forward to some cooking demos and things like that. We'll be showing ways to cook naturally and easily, you know. And
inexpensively. You know, I mean.
Take a trip to the grocery store. And, you know, show you how to go straight from the grocery store to the kitchen. To the kitchen.
You know.
And it'll be brothers, you know, showing you how to cook. So it's a different type of element.
And it's not artery clogging, you know, just because it's soul food, you know?
Right. So
put an extra piece of fat back on that.
So yeah, we got a lot of different things, but I want to go back to that mind-body connection about balance. You practice yoga.
Yeah,
right.
Yoga also.
And so is that something that you teach as well? And if so, kind of tell us about that. Like, how did you get into yoga? And what have been the benefits? Because I'm talking about this because I want people to understand that, you know, it's not just about the martial arts, but you're also a personal trainer. Yeah. You also do yoga. There's a wide array of things under the belt in your business.
That's very important. It's like remember Bo Jackson? He played professional football, and on the off season he cross trained. You know, and he played baseball in the summer. And that's, you know, once you understand something, you want to find, you look for the similarities in it instead of looking like that's different. I don't like that. Yoga, martial arts was like the engine, and yoga was the brakes. Your yoga meditation. So you might have a fast car, but if your brakes aren't good, then you just got a fast car. You know, I mean, if you can't, if you can get heated, but you actually have to slow down and cool down, and that's where the balance comes from. You know, that's where I was looking for balance. You know, and I was very curious about yoga. I mean, it was a lot different than martial arts. You know, you had this defensive mechanism going on in your brain, and yoga kind of opened you up, and you really allowed you really get into yourself. You know, it's like it's almost like sensory deprivation where all you can hear is your breath, you know, and it's something that everyone can do. I mean, you can be a farmer and do yoga. You can work at Media One and do yoga. You can be whoever you are and do yoga. And being a personal trainer, I get all these guys who are, you know, big, but they can't scratch your back. You know, you can't. And what good is full strength without full range of motion? You know, that's where you digest food better, and it's meditative. It can also be meditative, and it can also energize you. You know, and when you see a baby sleeping, it's like, I want to sleep like that.
Yeah, sleep like a baby.
Yeah, and what I notice about yoga, the breath, you breathe through your stomach versus. And that's more of a fire breath. Right. But when you see a baby breathe, you see that stomach go out, and that's your lungs come all the way down to here.
Right.
So when you just breathe up here, it's just you're not getting
a full breath.
Yeah, you're not getting a full breath, and so you're cheating yourself. You know, I mean, and you need a way to calm yourself at the same time. You need just like you need to be able to energize yourself, and by keeping your system balanced. That's where you don't have things that bother you as much. Right. You know, you'll really get to the meat of the matter. Even when people come with you with so much drama, you know, you have to take a moment out and breathe it out, breathe it in, and it helps you with joint health. I mean, maybe a lot of people don't have access to a gym. Right. You know, and that's okay. You know, you can do this wherever you're at. I mean. Walking is cool. I mean, you have to encompass everything. My kids, they play a bunch of sports, and you know, I can't be stuck in one sport. Right. You know, I can't be stuck playing football, and another sport has me to do another movement. So you have to balance, and fitness is how people think it's about the muscles, but it's about the whole body works as one. And yoga helps you realize that. I mean, it really centers you. And unfortunately, more women take yoga than men. Yeah. You know, and it's
ambiguous. Really, as a form, you know, it is ambiguous.
Yeah, everybody needs some yoga.
You made a statement about you know, being, you know, taking that deep breath, and you know, when I heard you say that, it made me think about, you know, being kind of at peace. Being at peace. Yeah. And you know, a lot of times, you know, anger management, conflict resolution, you know, it's always recommended for you to take 10 deep breaths. But what is the desire when people say take 10 deep breaths? Is to calm you down, to relax. Yeah. And you know, one of the things that you know, Natural Movements is about, and you know, and the work that we do is about helping people be at ease and be at peace with themselves, and because we live in a world and a society that's always, you know, it's high anxiety. It's always something going on. There's something always that's trying to take you off of your.
We're always reacting to something. We're always reacting to something, and you know, and it's really not about that. I mean. Road rage, you know. I mean, really, you know. I mean, it's really not that serious, you know. And so, I mean, it should beat off your back like water on a duck's back or what have you. You know, I mean, we really, and our heart rate can't take it. You know, our heart really. If your heart rate is elevated and you're not exercising, then it's detrimental. You know, because you got the adrenaline flowing and your body's not doing anything. Exactly. You know, and it's you know, and you're not thinking rationally. You know, and that's where martial arts come in. Is when you're at I guess with your opponent. You know, when you're in a stressful situation, that's the last place that a person really thinks. And that should be the first place.
Yeah, that should be the first place. That should be
the first place that someone starts thinking. I mean, a person that's thinking becomes very dangerous. And it's not dangerous in a bad way, but a thinking person